for joining us. Today, we are excited to announce two new search analytics performance dashboards within Amazon Brand Analytics, launching early next year. These dashboards will help you remove the guesswork associated with how customers are finding your products on Amazon and give you the information you need to quickly take high-value actions. In today's session, we'll walk through each of these dashboards in detail. When complete, you'll understand what information these dashboards provide and how you can use them to help your business. If you have any questions over the course of the session, you can submit them to us directly through the event platform. Just type them into the Q&A box. The most popular submissions, based upon audience upvoting, will be answered live at the end of the session. Before we dive into the details, let's get some introductions out of the way.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nirmala Ranganathan. I'm a Principal Product Manager in Amazon Search Science and AI.
And my name is Robert Umberger. I'm a Principal Product Manager for Amazon Brand Analytics. Before we get into the dashboard details, I want to review feedback we heard from selling partners like you that prompted us to build this experience. At Amazon, we start from the customer and work backwards. We conducted surveys and interviewed selling partners like you last year to better understand their analytics needs. And we've heard your feedback loud and clear. Brands told us that while the search terms report we currently provide as part of Brand Analytics is useful, it doesn't go deep enough and doesn't provide insights specific to their brand. Brands told us very directly, I want more detailed, actionable insights. Let's take a look at some quotes. Let's read the first quote. Amazon doesn't really tell me how customers are finding my product. It's a pretty powerful statement, isn't it? When I first read that, it resonated with me. I thought, we need to do better. Let's read a few more quotes to better understand brand pain points. This second quote says, I am unable to find what a customer typed into search that led them to our product, along with my sales conversion. Our current search analytics reports show what customers are searching for in aggregate, but it doesn't show search metrics for your own brand. That's a really important distinction, because when you understand customer demand signal specific to your brand, it unlocks a number of powerful actions. Let me walk you through a few more pain points. In this third quote, a brand told us, what combination of no sugar keywords do customers search? Do customers care enough about zero sugar that they would go to another brand? As a brand, you need to connect your product with customer demand signal. But to do that well, you have to understand the specifics of that signal. Language matters. This brand knows that no sugar is important to their customers, but is left guessing about the specifics. We want to fix that. And I'll read a fourth and final quote. This quote says, since we don't have data, we're not certain if customers were presented the product and rejected it, or if they simply weren't exposed to the product. Launching new products is so important. If a product launch isn't performing up to expectations, is that a traffic problem, or is it a conversion problem? This is another instance where we've left our brands guessing. So the new search analytics dashboards that we'll cover today will directly address these issues. At a high level, the two search dashboards will allow you to do two things. One, to know how customers are searching for your products. And two, they'll help you understand your sales funnel end to end so you can debug any issues there. Let's get a first look at these dashboards and talk about what they can do for your brand. This first dashboard is called the Query Performance Dashboard. Let's go back. Remember what you told us? In those quotes I read previously, a brand said, I am unable to find what a customer typed into search that led them to our product, along with my sales conversion. This dashboard does exactly that. You'll be able to look at any product from your brand and see what search terms perform the best. What do I mean by perform the best? You'll be able to see query volume, impressions, and clicks. you'll be able to see how those terms led to cart ads and purchases. You'll also be able to see your brand's share of those terms. Are your brands dominating a niche search term, or do your products command a small piece of a hugely popular search term? That's the type of information that we're going to share with you. Let's read it. Let's go back and revisit another quote. Remember the quote I shared earlier about no sugar? The brand asked us, what combination of no sugar keywords do customers search? Do customers care enough about zero sugar that they would go to another brand? The Query Performance Dashboard provides those answers. That brand would be able to see the specific search terms related to being sugar-free, which matter to their brand, along with query volume, clicks, add to carts, and purchases for every individual search term. With the Query Performance Dashboard, you can look at the search terms that matter to your brand in two ways. You can look at an individual product level, and you can look for your entire brand. The Query Performance Dashboard is about search terms. Every row in this table represents the performance of an individual search term. In contrast, the second dashboard, Brand Catalog Performance, is about the search performance of all your products, irrespective of any particular search term. This dashboard addresses another of the pain points. We'll revisit one of the quotes. That brand said, "Since we don't have data, we're not certain if customers were presented the product and rejected it, or if they simply weren't exposed to the product." A brand armed with the Brand Catalog Performance Dashboard will have the answers to these questions. After launching a new product, the impressions in this view will tell the brand whether customers were presented the product, along with clicks, cart ads, purchases. Those things will tell the brand to what degree the products are engaging their customers. These two views work well together. You can start reviewing all search traffic for a product in the Brand Catalog Performance view. Then you can drill down into the detail using the Query Performance Dashboard. And today, we'll show you exactly how to do that. Well, you're probably getting tired of looking at these thumbnails, and you'll want to dive into the dashboards in detail. I'm about to hand it off to Nirmala to do just that. Before I do, I'll go over some of the specifics of what you'll be seeing today. The experiences shared today are mocks. They're not screenshots of the actual experience. However, they're very representative of what we're building. Just note that the final experience may vary slightly. For this presentation, we've created an imaginary mock brand called Neuros. It's for illustrative purposes. While the metrics are not real, we've worked with experts in search to provide realistic data. These dashboards have a lot of data in them. As we walk through them today, we'll intentionally blur some parts of the dashboard and highlight others. This is just to focus your attention. Don't worry, we'll eventually show the full experience of each dashboard. We're going to gradually launch these dashboards to third-party brands starting early next year. We'll start in the US, and we'll expand worldwide. We're committed to continuous improvements through a series of incremental releases throughout the year. What you're seeing today is just where we're starting, but over time, this experience will evolve to include more data, new features, and deeper insights. Nirmala, let's take everyone through the details of these new dashboards.
Thanks, Rob. Hello, everyone. I'm going to share the search performance data that will help you understand your customer demand. We call this dashboard the query performance. We will share the performance of search queries that are relevant to your own brand. It includes how often customers issue queries, how they engage with search results, and what your share is of that engagement. I'll slowly walk you through a few examples. Are you ready? For the first time ever, we are showing exactly what queries led customers to your product and its performance. It is valuable to understand the search queries and its performance related to your own brand. We will show all the brands you own, and you can select them one at a time to view its performance. We have created a mock brand called Neuros, which will help illustrate the value this dashboard offers. Let's pretend this brand sells coffee and tea products. We heard from brands that it will be useful to understand the performance of each of the query at the broader catalog level, as well as at a single ASIN level. Here, I have selected catalog. When I say catalog, we mean the performance of each and every product from your brand. The time period selected here is a week. In this case, the data will be aggregated at the weekly level. We plan to also support monthly and quarterly time periods. Here is a glimpse of the top search queries related to coffee and tea products issued by customers. A query is a combination of one or more search terms customers enter in search. For example, medium roast coffee pods has 4 terms. Each row you see here is at the query grain level. Now, how did we decide what queries to share? We will include queries that are associated with the selected brand. Here, this is a very important point. Please pay attention. You can explore the query performance of products associated with your brand, but you cannot perform any other query explorations where you can just type unrelated query, such as red shoes for women in this case, and view its performance. As you can see, the queries listed here are related to coffee and tea products, such as coffee pods, weight loss tea. If suppose you introduce a totally new category, say coffee mugs in the future, we will include those queries related to mugs as well. So the queries include here are both broad shopping intent or spear phishing and spear phishing or specific shopping intent queries. Customers typically have a broad shopping intent when they have a vague idea of what they want and are looking to narrow their search. Customers with specific shopping intent already know what they want and are looking to make a purchase. For example, coffee pods is a broad query that matches a wide range of coffee products. Whereas mushroom coffee pods with probiotics is a specific query. How did we determine the top search queries? These queries are selected based on their overall search performance. We use a combination of search funnel impressions, clicks, cart ads, and purchases of queries, and your own brand performance to compute a score for each of these queries and rank them. By default, the list is sorted by query, rank, starting from top. The total number of queries varies based on the brand's catalog size and the computed query score. Here you see 10. These are just sample queries. On average, I would say brands will get about several hundred search queries and its performance. With these search queries, you will understand the pulse of your market and can become a source of strategic insights for your business. I understand it will be a lot to digest in a short amount of time. I'll try to slowly walk you through some of the key metrics and examples on how to leverage them. Let's take one query, medium roast coffee pods, for instance. We will provide you the end-to-end shopping funnel data, impressions, clicks, cart ads, and purchases for this query. Let's deep dive into these metrics. First, query volume. The number of times the query was searched during the 1-week time period. We will remove duplicate queries issued within a day, meaning if the same query issued by the same customer session in a 24-hour time period, we will count that as one query. This data will help brands divert their resources based on the volume. Search impressions. The number of ASINs impressed for that query. What does an impression mean? When an ASIN is shown in the page of the query, it means it got one impression. We include impressions from the search results page, both organic and sponsored ASINs. Also, pages that are shown to the customers. The total number of clicks, cart ads, and purchases include counts for the ASINs originated from the same search query. You will get to see hundreds of such queries. This rich set of data will help you understand the competitive landscape. It gives you a lot of ways to meet customer intent. For example, you can review your listings to see if it has the search terms customers look for, such as medium roast. Ideas to enhance your products, such as creating a low-acid version, and even launch totally new products where there is an underserved demand. See, what customers are searching for in aggregate is valuable, but it is also important to know your brand's performance as well. Understanding customer demand signal specific to your brand unlocks a number of powerful actions. You will get to see your brand share for the query. This data addresses the top seller pain point. What queries led customers to my product? Seeing how your brand stacks up on input metrics like impressions, clicks, purchases will help you hone your sales and marketing strategy. Note that the query and the numbers shown here are not real, just the dummy query and data. Are these the only metrics? Well, there is a lot more to it. This customized column link you see here will provide you options to add more metrics, such as price for that query, shipping speed, average reviews. You can customize columns to create a view that matters to your business. This data reinforces the categories you own, but also see the opportunity sizes. Look at the coffee pods query. Such a large query volume and impressions, 1.8 million. This query is targeting a competitive space and growing more crowded by the day. Nero's brand share is just 1.8%. This brand is a small fish in a big pond. Impression share is one metric that reflects how well your products stack up against the competition, but it doesn't tell the full story. Click share tells you the customer engagement, the percentage of clicks on your products relative to the clicks they were eligible to receive. Same goes to cart ads and purchases. Nero's brand have so much more opportunity to grow in this space. It's easy to keep focus only on queries that has the largest query volume. I understand. However, valuable insights can be found anywhere within the query universe. On the other hand, the query biodegradable decaf coffee pods represents smaller query volume and impressions. But Nero's brand share is very high. About 65% impressions and 40% of share clicks comes from this brand. Now, the question is, do you want to find riches in niches? Or are you focused on the competitive search terms? Or do you think about a hybrid strategy? Why does the small pond, big pond even matter? You could either choose to compete in a big pond, the red ocean strategy. Lots of opportunities, but heavy competition with smaller margin. With steeper competition, you might see your products lose impression share in times that have historically been your strongest. Or you could pursue a small niche pond or blue sea strategy. Not as big an opportunity, but easier to compete with larger margins. It is important to choose your strategy wisely. Some brands we talked to thought it's better to stick to smaller niches. Others try to win shares competing with others, hopefully without burning through their budget to outspend top competitors. You see, every brand is different, so are their strategies. Finding keyword opportunity is becoming more and more difficult. It is becoming even more competitive. The larger the number of keywords in this dashboard, it includes not only most popular queries, the head queries, but also low volume, tail-end queries as well. This will help you spot new opportunities for your brand and zoom into the space that is most often overlooked. Here, the low acid and mushroom coffee pods are important for the Neros brand. Just take a look. This data unlocks previously inaccessible insights. It will help determine where to invest your effort that is required to gain visibility within the search page. For example, the impression share is high for low acid coffee pod and click share is low. That could be a sign your products are showing up for irrelevant search queries. You might need to revisit your keyword targeting and listing content. Whereas your impression share is low for mushroom coffee pods, but click share is high. You might consider investing more aggressively to increase impressions and even more clicks. Are customers headed to your product's details page but not buying? Why? There could be several reasons. It could be that your details page are not convincing to customers, or your product might not match the intent signaled in the queries. For the selected query, you can see high impression and click share, but a drop in cart ads and purchases. The product title includes terms like L-carnitine and weight loss. While your products might exhibit these qualities, your details page probably isn't convincing. This data provides signals that your products don't meet customer expectations. If you believe that your product do match what's being searched for, but conversions are low, this data will help you debug that. Let me recap the key takeaways. The query performance dashboard will help you understand how customers search for your products, how they engage with search results, and what your share is of that engagement. Where there's a drop-off in the customer demand funnel. Spot new opportunities that are often unknown or overlooked. I'll now hand over to Rob, who will deep dive into the catalog's performance.
Thanks, Nirmala. The last view was focused on search terms. This view is focused on how your brand's products are doing in search. We will share a high-level view of the search shopping funnel performance pertinent to your own brand. We will share a few examples of how you can leverage them. I'll go back to the quotes that I spoke to earlier. One of the quotes noted that brands shared, "We don't have information about impressions on the search results page, so we're not certain if customers were presented the product and rejected it, or if they simply weren't exposed to the product." Let's take a look. Here are products for the mock brand Neros Coffee and Tea. You'll see all products from your brand, and the total number of products will vary by your brand. The view will default to the last week, but you can adjust it to show monthly and quarterly time periods as well. This dashboard provides you a comprehensive product view from your catalog: impressions, clicks, cart ads, and purchases. The data shared is focused on funnel performance, starting with Amazon search. So it does not include any other page's performance, such as the detail page. Like query performance, the total count includes both organic and sponsored ASINs. What you can do with this is what we call debugging the funnel, diagnosing where the funnel is converting and where you're falling off. This data will help you quickly identify products that merit a closer inspection. You can see the products close to being a winner and those that are off the mark. You can diagnose where the shopping funnel is converting and where you're falling off. Let's take a look at an example. Take a look at the second highlighted row. It's for a mock product we've named Narose Organic Keto Coffee Pods with Herbal Coffee Blend. Customers use search results to determine which detail pages they want to visit. Then they use detail pages to ultimately make a purchase decision. The mental model with regard to these metrics is that impressions mean the products are shown to customers in search results. Clicks mean my product aligns with customer intent well enough that they want to visit my detail pages. Purchases are obviously a signal that after reviewing your product's details, the customer is interested enough to buy. So let's review this product. It's doing reasonably well. For impressions, the definition of good is going to vary by brand, but this product has the most impressions of the products from the brands shown here. Customers are seeing this product in search results. Now let's take a look at the click rate. The click rate is about 12%. That's good too. So that's saying that when customers see this product, they advance to the detail page to further inspect the details of the product. Finally, the product has a conversion rate of 5%, which is about on par with what's expected of this type of product. In summary, this product is appearing in search, customers are visiting the detail page, and it's converting well. Now, let's compare this to the first highlighted row. That product is called Narose Coffee Pods 100 Count. Let's review the metrics. Impressions here are about half the first product, but they're in line with many of the other products from this brand. That doesn't seem like a problem. However, customers just aren't clicking on the product when it appears in search results. The click rate is just 0.8%, and the purchase rate is a little over 0.1%. This data is telling the brand that they don't have a traffic problem because the product is appearing in search, but then when customers see it in search results, they don't believe the product aligns with their intent enough to warrant a visit to a detail page. So, is there a way for the brands to investigate why the Narose Coffee Pods 100 Count isn't converting with customers? Yes, definitely. Let's take a short detour and switch to the query dashboard for a second. If a product is frequently appearing in search results, but customers aren't clicking on it, they're saying, this product doesn't align with my intent. In this case, you may want to understand why, debugging it on a query-by-query basis. You can use the query performance dashboard that normally just walked us through to investigate for which queries the ASIN is performing poorly. In this case, the Narose brand identified a performance problem for the ASIN Narose Coffee Pods 100 Count in the catalog performance view. So you can select that product to analyze why the query signal wasn't aligning with their products. So the list of queries shown here is all related to the selected ASIN. Let's dive into one query in this list, medium roast coffee pods. The ASIN is compatible with the term coffee pods, and that's what customers wanted. So it appeared frequently in search results. However, the product is listed as American roast. That's a common term in the US. However, non-US customers, unsure if American roast was what they wanted, ended up simply clicking on other coffee pods with medium roast in the title. To fix this, the brand simply updated their title to better align with their customers' intent. Here's another example we're exploring regarding how your products are faring in search. You can compare the performance of your products with badges to those without. For example, let's take a look at how this product performs with the bestseller badge versus when it does not have that badge. The Narose Dark Roast Coffee Pods received 684 bestseller badges in that week, and it converted well when the bestseller badge was present. Let's take a look at a different example. This is an example of badging and search performance. You can tell how your products perform when they are associated with the Deals badge. In the case of the Narose caffeine-free herbal tea pods, the brand ran a 10% off deal for a few days in the week, but it didn't convert very well. the brand will want to further investigate why the deal wasn't successful. For purposes of this presentation, we've limited the columns on the display to what will fit on a slide. But when you take control of these analytics, the number of data points you can review will be much greater. You can customize the columns to add, remove what you want from this list. Here's a sample customized view. This will help customize columns to create a view that matters to your business. For example, you can include cart ad metrics. Our brand interviews have indicated that different brands value various metrics differently. As we expect to incrementally add more and more metrics over time, the ability to tame this complexity and give you the ability to tailor this view to what matters to you is critical. We want to give you the ability to select whatever metrics matter to your brand and customize the display accordingly. With Search Analytics, it's still day one. Let's recap. This data will help you understand your performance in the product search results. We will launch incremental improvements throughout the year, continuing to add more data and features to help your brand. We're going to gradually launch these two dashboards, Catalog and Query Performance, available to third-party brands early next year in the US, and we'll follow it by expanding worldwide.